All right, here we go. Another London game. Packers -8, 41 against the Giants. Packers officially the home team. I don't know what's the latest, Spaghetti. It looks like it's going to be Daniel Jones, right? Um, played okay, practiced well Wednesday, I think, and unless there's a setback.
Yeah, literally 2 minutes ago, just reading some tweets from beat writers. They said he's moving around much healthier than he has been, looks much faster today. So Daniel Jones will play the game on Sunday. Yeah, so no quarterback issues for the Giants.
All right, so there you go. I
Well,
mean, honestly,
the quarterback issue is
what do
Daniel
you
Jones
do?
is going to play. Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, 3-1.
Oh, they are 3-1. And the Packers had a little bit of trouble with Bailey Zappi. So I wouldn't even say, if Davis Webb is in, it's over. But I am all over the Packers a little bit. I mean, I think that's the point. This is the week they truly get it together defensively, by the way. I don't think they had it. Adrian Amos is questionable. Jair Alexander's back. I think they pressure Jones. That's three tough defenses, I will say, the Giants have played now in a row. You say what you will about the Bears, but they bring it defensively. Cowboys, and now the Packers. Packers 4-0 against the spread. I know this sounds stupid, as an 8-point favorite or more at home. This actually might be more of a home field advantage in London. We're going to see a bad London game. We already gave them a good one, 23-13 Packers. Sheck, what do you like?
It's funny. I've had this debate with our pal, handsome Hank Hodgson, who is now, I think, the king or the prince of football in the UK. I forget what his proper title is. I think I got it right, though. But what team should the UK embrace? The Packers feel right to me, right? Doesn't that seem like that should be their team? They're old and they're traditional and their uniforms and otherwise. I think that they're home, if in fact they do embrace these Packers, are going to go home happy. I'm with you. I think a double-digit win is ready to roll here. I think that they have to assert themselves because the premise of these Packers is defensive dominance, taking away the run. I think that Saquon can do that, and that suits you too, Sal, since you're rooting for Saquon to get hurt.
There you go. No, I'm not. No, I have him in every fantasy league. How is that? Oh, I see. Okay. Because of my other bet.
You can't let him hit the 900, right?
Yes.
The 900 rush yards.
No, he'll survive. Check. That is an interesting point with the. It has to be New England, though, right? New England has to be either their most hated or they're the one they root for the most. It has to be one or the other, right? It's either like, we hate this team.
No, they embrace, like, we hate you so much, England, that our whole team, our whole thing is based around the Revolutionary War and the heroes. Where it gets confusing, of course, is that when their best players, when they choose to honor the very best New England Patriots of all time, what do they give them? A red coat. Makes no GD sense. We beat back the red coats. That's the whole revolution. And then they go against it. It's insane.
Yes. And Babyface is pointing out, it's the Jaguars. I know we're saying which team would it make most sense. Well, they should send New England then there, because at least you have a hated. At least there's somebody they could root against, right? If all those things you say.
That makes sense. Yes.
There's an easy answer to this. It's the Los Angeles Chargers. In part because nobody would miss them here, and then they could actually have a dedicated, real, actual fan base. Like the Chargers 3 years ago played in a soccer stadium, and I didn't realize just how small that thing was until I went to go see an XFL game in the same stadium. It is like half of the lower bowl of where USC plays, of the Coliseum.
Right.
Like it looks like.
I think you're right. By accident, they'd have more fans there in London, Tottenham, whatever stadium you put there. Yeah.
I've been to high school stadiums that were bigger than they played. The Chargers played a full home schedule there. I've been in high school football stadiums bigger than that.
They'd probably prefer that at this point, going back to it. At least there's an excuse as to why there weren't fans there for them. But
well, the Steelers would have made sense in the Big Ben era, but now that's coming down.
Oh, yeah, so. That's true. All right, Martin, what's your pick?
I'm going with
That's all right. You want to skip this one? We'll go. It's fine. We'll go another one.
No,
when you're hitting 70%, you could take your time. Really big build up, dramatic. What do you?
I wasn't expecting the Giants to have a quarterback in this game. Now that Daniel Jones is supposed to play.
No, they will. They definitely will, no matter what.
I was reading the stories they were trying out Jake Fromm and stuff like that. It's like barely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he may have quarterback next to his name, but like, I'm gonna take the Giants just off the strength that it's the total so low and an 8-point spread, and like the Packers have only when have the Packers who have they beaten by more than 8 points? This is just the Bears, right? The Packers haven't. They only beat the Bucks by 2 points. They went to overtime with Bailey Zappi. Like, maybe this is the get right, but I don't know. I'll go ahead. I'll bet with Daniel Jones again.
All right, Martin's a little. I don't know if I know a lot of Martin supporters out there, but he seems very iffy on this one. I mean, it's usually 70%. He goes after Spaghetti for not having a quarterback, and then ends up taking the Giants. All right, we'll see.
I mean, it's just sometimes the gambling play doesn't necessarily. I think the Packers should win. Do I think they win by 10 points? Then I feel much better taking the 8. I don't know if they win by 10 points. I think it's probably a touchdown, so I'll go with the Giants.
Jets originally from Queens, Shaq. That,
Okay.
That would make sense.
We're getting somewhere now.
Yeah. All right. Now we're really somewhere. All right, listen, whatever you're betting, teasers, over, under, do it through Caesars because they have all the names. Caesar himself, Cleo, the Mannings, Henrik Lundqvist, and now yours truly. Yes, Against All Odds is now a proud member of the Caesars empire. And you know what it is that sets Caesars Sportsbook and Casino apart from the others? It's the perks. It's the only sports betting app with Caesars rewards, so every time you place a bet, win or lose, you get reward credits, which could use towards game tickets, bonuses, experience, free stays at iconic Caesars destinations, and more. And your very first bet, check this out, Harry. It's on Caesars. Up to $1,250. If you win, congrats. If you don't, you'll get it all back as a free bet. That first bet also gives you 1,000 tier credits and 1,000 reward credits, putting you closer to the types of perks only Caesars can offer. So download the app, use promo code CZRFULL, and go full Caesars this season. Bills, 14-point favorite over your Steelers, and a big 46.5. Yeah, Martin, to your point, that's a big over-under compared to the big spread. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm taking the points. I said I wouldn't do this after they blew out the Titans, the Bills did. They smoked Tennessee. Then they had that hiccup game against the Dolphins. And now they're back on track with a nice road win in Baltimore. And you got that defense against Kenny Pickett. Check, it's hard to improve on an A-, the grade you gave him, but maybe he throws fewer than 3 interceptions. I like the Steelers. I know it's all, without Watt, different team, but they're still allowing only 22 points a game. Miles Jack, 43 tackles. You have to be happy with Highsmith with 5.5 sacks. Fitzpatrick, interceptions. I think Pickett backdoors a cover here. 34-23, Shaq. That's
I ultimately agree with you because, as we've talked about for years on end, 2 touchdown dog in pro football. I really want to take the Bills, spiritually. I would never actually wager against my favorite football team. Look at the injury report, though. Both sides is a bloody mess. It's really hard to figure out who's going to be out there for either defense. If you really go through it, half of the Steelers secondary, more than half their secondary, didn't practice on Wednesday. It's in question if Minkah Fitzpatrick's going to play or any of the other starters are going to be out there in time for Sunday. But same goes for a lot of the high-end players on the Bills defense. Obviously, Josh Allen, I'm not going to pick against him on the money line. I do think, like you just said, the kid is going to stay game and they're going to keep on firing. It takes on a different vibe than if you're just playing out a second half, the outcome of which is already determined. The Steelers are going to keep on firing because they have the rookie in there to try and build for the next week and the weeks upcoming. So, yeah, I think the Steelers, even if they drop down 3 touchdowns at some point, maybe scratch out a late, meaningless fourth-quarter touchdown to get past that 14. But I'm sick of it. By the way, I'm excited about it. That's why I'm excited about the Kenny Pickett era. That's what I want to say. I know it's not a great time to start it up in Buffalo, but nevertheless, let's stay enthused.
Well, my point. I can't let my friends be excited unless they're rooting for the same team I am. So that's where I come in. Martin, I feel like you're the same way.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers, 14 points. The Bills in their last 2 games have had these huge emotional comeback type deals with the Miami thing and then having the whole thing with Baltimore and that last drive down the field. I think they're beat up a lot. And then Pittsburgh not starting Trubisky, I think you can't understate how much of a upgrade just a league average quarterback will be compared to him. So as long as they take care of Pickett and don't feel like done turned the ball over 8 times. Covering 14, especially with an over-under 46, it's kind of the same logic as the Giants with taking 8 and 41. Like, they're saying it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Sheck, what would the score have to be to see Trubisky back in?
I think it would have to be an injury to 8. That's the only way.
An injury, really? If it's like 41-3, they keep him in just
so.
to keep him from getting.
I think you give him as many. I think, like I said a minute ago, I just think that they're now based on the choice to turn to the rookie. Now they're incented to keep on rolling with him, no matter what the situation is.
But
because
I'm saying, yes, I'm saying they acknowledge he's our starter. We can't get him hurt in this game. That's a blowout. They take him out and put Trubisky in. I mean, ridiculous, whatever you want.
My guess would be that Tomlin in that spot would say, "Hey, we want to give this kid as many reps as we possibly can, so keep him out there no matter what."